WolfGxngDon, never lacking. 2K bills to the fraction, breaking it down to the pound, puts news and views on tips to get you cracking. It don't stop till we on top, boy, brick by brick, we gotta build. Give a like and drop a sub, this WolfGxngDon, you know it's real. Never chill, sauce it up, we stacking, getting bills. Peep the traction, getting badges, 2K champ, this how it feels. This the dawn, yeah, running it up, no time to play. You know what's on, yeah, the greatest builds inside 2K.
What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Don back here with another build video, and if you are new to the channel, make sure you do me a favor, smash that like button and subscribe. I will be dropping bangers for all of 2K23. But alright, let's get into this park center build. I got the build that is perfect for playing the 3 in the park or the second on 2s, bro. I'm telling you, this build can pretty much do everything that you're gonna need in the park. I wouldn't suggest taking it into the 5, like into a 5v5 type mode, just because it doesn't really have the size. I think if you're gonna be doing 5v5, you need to be 6'11 through 7'2, you know what I'm saying, something like that. So the height on this build, we're going 6'9", the weight 215, the wingspan 7'7", the body shape we're gonna go with solid. And let's go ahead and smash continue so we can get into these attributes, man. So the first attribute we're gonna start off with is close shot. We're gonna take that up to a 76, which is, you know, relatively high for a big man. Then we got an 80 for the driving layup, 86 for the driving dunk, so we can get some of those nice dunks. If you're gonna play the center, obviously you're gonna need a dunk, and standing dunk, we're gonna put that up as well. I do feel like even though this build is primarily like a slasher type of build, that standing dunk could do this build some good too. Now for the 3-point shot, we're gonna take this up to an 81 so we can get that gold catch and shoot. Mid-range, take that up to a 71. The free throw, we're gonna leave that alone for now. We really don't need free throw. This is a park build, but if you do want to make this into a rec build, just go ahead and put some free throw on, and the build will pretty much be ready to go. But I would highly suggest running this build at maybe the 3 or the 4, not the 5. Now for the pass accuracy, we're gonna run this up to an 80 to make sure those passes are crisp, man. So on the 2s especially, like when you're passing the ball out, you need those passes to be quick, because a lot of people play those passing lanes on the 2s, man. I just recently started playing 2s, and a center with slow pass accuracy is just terrible, bro. It really leads to a lot of turnovers. As a point guard, I literally got to run to him and get the ball. So we're gonna take the ball handle up to an 80. I wish I can get 85 on this build, but I couldn't without sacrificing something else. We're gonna leave the speed with ball right where it's at. Interior defense, we have to be able to play inside on this build. It is a center after all, so we're gonna take this up to an 80, and that's more than enough to get the job done. For the perimeter defense, we're gonna take this up to an 86. I am making this build to be able to guard multiple positions. This build is gonna be able to switch on to anybody, so if they set that pick and roll, we're not too worried about that. This build will be able to move to whoever, like even a point guard, and be able to guard them there. Still, we're gonna take it up to an 85 to get glove on silver. Now, if you want to make this build like a perimeter defender, you'll probably have to add a little bit of badges so you can get challenger a little bit higher, but we'll talk about the badges in a second after we finish up the build. The block, we're gonna take this up to a 93. We got to get that anchor on gold. And then defensive rebound, we're gonna do the same thing, take it up to a 93. We want rebound chaser on gold. And last but not least, we're gonna bump up this to a 59. We're gonna take the offensive rebound up to a 59 so we can get that 26th defensive badge. And you know, sometimes you just gotta max out the badges so you can get what you need. We're gonna take the speed up to a 74. Acceleration is up to a 70. The strength, we're gonna take that up to an 80. The vertical, we're gonna do the same thing, take it up to an 80. And last but not least, we're gonna put stamina on the build, and it goes all the way up to a 90. Final badge count of 17 finishing, 17 shooting, 15 playmaking badges, which is more than enough to get everything you need if you're going to be playing the center. And then we got 26 defensive badges, but in all honesty, I would probably be adding a little bit more for me, you know what I'm saying, because there's a lot of badges in tier 3 that you're going to want. Like you know you're going to want anchor and rebound chaser, and that's already 7-7. I mean, you know, if you core 1, that's 7 points. So it would be wise to add a little bit more, because you get 5 additional if you made 39 this season, and you know, we're gonna have more on the way. So if you make this build now, I'm telling you, you want to add those badges in the defense. But all right, man, let's go ahead and continue so we can talk about these takeovers. We do get sharpshooting, playmaking, lockdown, and rim protecting. Personally, I went with spot up and paint intimidation, but you can also go with these lockdown takes. They're not bad. I like perimeter badge drop because it drops unpluckable, and this build does have silver glove, so you can start taking that thing away from him. And paint intimidation, y'all all know what that does. It's in the name. So all right, we can go ahead and continue. And the build comes out exactly like I said it was, man. A player that can defend the 1 through 5. We got Bam, and we got AD and West Unseld. You know what I'm saying? But Bam is the primary one for this. So it comes out as an inside-out scorer. I don't know how it's not a two-way with 26 defensive badges. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, let's get into these badges, man. So I can show you the best badges that I would put on this build in order to make it play exactly how I wanted to play. So starting off with the finishing badges, we got Posterizer Cord on silver in tier 3. We got Aerial Wizard, which I think is a amazing badge. If you haven't been using it on any of your big man builds, I would highly suggest putting it on. It makes catching oops so much easier, bro. Like the little circle gets crazy big. Now we got Fearless Finisher on silver. Limitless Takeoff, one of the best badges in the game on gold. Pro Touch on bronze, because in all honesty, we do not plan on taking a lot of layups. But when you do, you get a little boost to it. And then Slithery Finisher on silver. This badge is underrated. With a lot of people playing like hands up defense or, you know, trying to pretty much stop rim running, Slithery Finisher is like your best friend. This is like, if they play hands up defense, it'll kind of give you an edge to go around them, especially if they're putting the stick up a little too early. That's almost exactly what the badge is for. Now for shooting, we're gonna core, catch, and shoot in tier 3. We will be using blinders, but you can use whichever one you want. This is primarily a park build. Even with having, if you put limitless range, I just don't think it'd be very useful on this build. We do have Green Machine. I put Agent 3s on just in case, you know what I'm saying, you do dribble a little bit. This build does have decent ball handling, so you'll be all right. Then we got Slippery Off Ball on bronze. And last but not least, one of the most important badges to this build is Claymore. Make sure you put this badge on. It'll help you out a lot. This build is the type to, you know, sit corner or at least be stationary for small periods of time. And with that, you want to make sure you get that little boost. And Claymore will definitely have you getting that. So, all right, playmaking. Pretty much not a lot to go ahead and put on here. If you want to use Break Starter instead of Hyperdrive, I would suggest putting Break Starter on. It's a decent badge. And then we got Quick First Step on silver. Vice Grip, you need this badge. You may not need it on gold, but make sure you put the badge on just in general. Unpluckable, just make sure you have the badge. It's kind of silly not to, in all honesty. I cored it. And then Clamp Breaker, because a lot of the bigs that are going to be guarding you probably won't have clamps. So this will get you super easy blow-bys. And I understand, you know, the ball handle's decent, but they probably won't be able to rip you, bro. A lot of these other centers, unless they're another 6'9", that gets clamps, but, you know, a lot of them don't have it. Now, time for the defense and rebounding badges. This is honestly, I would still probably add more badges here just to give the build more things, because this build doesn't even have glove. I mean, and it is in tier 1, so you only need to add 2 to get it. But I would highly suggest adding some extra badges here so you can get glove and workhorse and stuff like that. But we got Anchor Cord in tier 3, which is a super easy badge to core. If you want to core a Rebound Chaser instead, you could probably get that one a little bit faster. Either way, it doesn't matter. Then we got Interceptor, Clamps, Chase Down, Challenger, Off Ball, and Box Out Beast. Like I said, this build is super versatile. It can guard pretty much every position. I made this build to be just like Bam. And Bam, I think, is one of those players that can guard pretty much every position 1 through 5 and do a decent job. Now, if you wanted to make this build more towards like a lockdown, all you'd have to do is switch up the badges a little bit. Instead of putting Rebound Chaser on, maybe spread that between Challenger and Interceptor, get your Workhorse there, Menace, stuff like that. This build is versatile. It fits a lot of different playstyles. This build can be the 5. I mean, maybe not in rec because it is a little short for that, but it could be the 3 or the second on 2s and be able to hold down that big man position very well, because this build can finish and it can shoot. But alright, man, that's pretty much it for me. I'll catch y'all boys in the next one. I'm gonna go ahead and roll on out. But before you do me a favor, man. Like up the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out some of my other videos, man. I've been dropping absolute bangers all of 2K23. But yeah, it's your boy Don, and I'm up out of here. Peace.
Piling paper, got them talking nice to me. Down a bottle, it be going right through me. Brown baby down to take a flight to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me. Piling paper got 'em talking nice to me. Guess that's why the